Mr. Speaker, wages are down, gas prices are up, and the culture of corruption here in Washington, D.C. is out of control. And all the while, the 45th President of the United States of America spends more time on the golf course than any other president in American history. Things are spiraling out of control. The stakes are incredibly high, notwithstanding that the 115th Congress has been one of the most unproductive Congresses in the history of the nation. Democrats and Republicans have two competing visions for what we need to do in order to make sure that every American can continue to experience the American dream. Democrats, we want to move the country forward. Others want to turn back the clock. We're working hard to bring people together. Others are tearing us apart. We're fighting for working families and middle-class folks. Others are fighting for the wealthy and the well-off. We believe in the public interest. Others are all about the special interests. Democrats are fighting for the people. Others are fighting for the privileged few. We're fighting for working families, middle-class folks, senior citizens, the poor, the sick, the afflicted, veterans, people in rural America, urban America, suburban America. Democrats are fighting for the people. But my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, unfortunately, are fighting for millionaires, billionaires, mega corporations, lobbyists, big donors, all to subsidize the lifestyles of the rich and shameless. Exhibit A is the Republican tax scam. That's their signature piece of legislation. That's what they're talking to the American people about. You're proud of the fact that you pass a bill where 83% of the benefits go to the wealthiest 1% in America, explode the debt by more than $1.5 trillion. Then you want to come back to Congress and lecture us about cutting Social Security and Medicare? Are you kidding? Our For the People agenda will focus on lowering health care costs, strengthening the Affordable Care Act, protecting people with pre-existing conditions. More than 100 million Americans, they want to take away that protection. We're working hard to dramatically lower the cost of life-saving prescription drugs. That's the Democratic For the People agenda. Wage stagnation is still a problem for the American people. The productivity of the American worker over the last 40-plus years has increased by more than 285%. During the same period of time, wages have gone up by less than 10%. The productivity gains of the American worker have not gone to the American worker. They've gone to the privileged few. What do the Republicans do about it? Pass a tax bill where 83% of the benefits go to the wealthiest 1%. We have a different idea for what should take place. We're fighting for the people through increased pay, anchored in a real infrastructure plan that will fix our crumbling bridges, roads, tunnels, ports, mass transportation system. Not a fake plan, it's a real plan. We'll invest $1 trillion, create 16 million good-paying jobs, fight to make sure that everyday Americans can provide a comfortable living for themselves and for their families. And lastly, we're going to fight to clean up corruption here in Washington, D.C. Not talk about it, actually get something done to make sure that Washington works for the American people. That's what you deserve. That's what Democrats are fighting hard to deliver. Lower health care costs, increased pay, clean up corruption to make sure that Washington works for the people.